Hi, my name is Jonas. This is Sublime Media, and on this channel I talk about records and record-related stuff like today when I am going to talk about CDs again. 1 week ago I uploaded a video that I called 10 Essential Audiophile CDs You Need in Your Collection. I showed some CDs. I have about 1,200 CDs, something like that in my collection, and some of them sound pretty good. And I have a great setup, I have a great CD player, so I just wanted to show some CDs that I think sounds really good. And the just flew. Like, it exploded, being my channel at least. So in 1 week today I have 53,000 views on that video, 1,800 thumbs up, 455 comments, and over 1,000 new subscribers. So thank you so much and welcome to all new subscribers to this channel. I have to say I'm super grateful for this. I've been on YouTube talking about music and vinyl records for 14 years, and I do one video on CDs and it just blows up. The irony. Yeah, but I love CDs, and as I said in my last video, I mean, if you haven't seen that, check it out. But as I said in my last video, I love collecting CDs nowadays because they cost nothing. People are throwing CDs after you in thrift stores and in flea markets. I don't go for the vinyl crates anymore. I go for the CDs and the books because you can find some amazing music and amazing sounding music for €1. Like, and I'm going to prove it today with and I'm going to call this 10 more essential audiophile CDs you need in your collection. Hey man, you can't blame me for trying to get the ball rolling after 53,000 views on my latest one. But I hope you find something here that you enjoy. So yeah, obviously subscribe, give this a thumbs up, and also comment. I've answered every single comment on my on the last video. I felt obligated to answer every single one because people were so nice. What I really loved about that video was that people started to suggest other things that I should check out. So my want list has grew to, I think I have 500 new CDs on my want list. So keep them coming. What's your favorite sounding CDs in your collection? But you are here to listen to me talk about good sounding CDs. So here we go. In my last video I finished it off with showing some one bonus CD. That was Dire Straits on SICD. I'm going to show you two that I don't feel really fits with the other ones, but I want to highlight them, and I don't think that anyone is unfamiliar with this. 2016 Leonard Cohen released his last recording, You Want It Darker. And when it comes to capturing vocals, I feel like they did a pretty good job. I mean, Leonard Cohen feels like his voice just got better with age. And it was a pretty good voice, really, in the 60s. But in my opinion, it just got more and more interesting, culminating in this, where he sings from his deathbed almost, whispering the lyrics. Great one, you can find it for $1. And it would sound fantastic. So a bonus one. And also Alice in Chains. I have a pretty good metal collection when it comes to CDs, but my setup here isn't really good for metal. I haven't really found any metal CDs that sounds really good. This sounds really good, but it's an acoustic record. So Alice in Chains, MTV Unplugged. Check out Rooster if you doubt me. The only critique I have against this is really Lane Stanley's voice being a little bit back in the mix, but maybe that's the recording also. The soundstage is enormous, and the detail on every single instrument is great. So yeah, highly recommended, but everyone knows about this. You can find this for €1 also. But what I want you to do is, if you are a metalhead or if you have metal CDs, what's your 3 favorite sounding metal CDs? I want to explore more metal that sounds audiophile, quality. So write that in the comments below. So now we get to the 10 that I really want to highlight. 10 more essential audiophile CDs that you need to have in your collection. And I'm going to start with one that I think is a surprise. This is a Legacy Edition. And Legacy Editions are cool because you get a lot of discs And often you get a documentary as the final disc, a DVD with a music documentary. And I love music related documentaries. It's also one thing that I love to collect and watch. But when it comes to sound quality, I feel like I have never heard a better version of Jeff Buckley's Grace than this, the Legacy Edition. I have a mid-2000s vinyl version. This blows that out of the park, in my opinion. And you also get a live performance and a music DVD or a music documentary as a DVD as the third one. Great packaging. They are not that expensive. I mean, we are still talking CD prices here, not vinyl prices, and it sounds better than I have ever heard it. Just listen to Love You Should Have Come Over from this one and prove me wrong. But comment more Legacy editions that I need to check out. So moving forward to a Swedish artist and a Swedish record, but don't be afraid. She sings in English, and I'm sure that 100% of everyone that watches this will enjoy this CD. It's super cheap and you can get it very easily. So yeah. And She Closed Her Eyes with Stina Nordenstam from 1994. This was voted the best record ever recorded in Swedish history. One of the most acclaimed magazines, music magazines here in Sweden, voted this to be #1. I wouldn't count this as #1. Maybe not even on top 25, but sure, it's a great sounding CD and it's great music. What's special about this, I feel at least, except for brilliant music, is that they recorded her voice, and she has a very fragile voice, a very quiet voice. They captured that perfectly. You can hear every lip movement of her voice. It's just insane. Really, really good. And as I said, 100% of you that watches this will enjoy this music. So one of the things that was pretty obvious reading the comments from my latest video was that I didn't have hope with Hugh Masekela on the list. Well, I have to say, when the first comment came in about this, I said to myself, like, shit, how could you forget this? Because this is one of the best sounding pieces of music I have in my entire collection. When you come to like the third or maybe fourth song, you realize that this is live. And how they managed to capture this performance and the quality of the instruments live is just beyond me. They play their heart out. It's such a positive sort of music. You just, when you listen to this, you get a smile on your face. Feels like you are one in the audience, sitting in, just watching the band or listening to the performance, at least on spot. Great sounding CD, fantastic music, highly recommended. You know, I'm a huge jazz fan, and in my last video I talked about jazz at the pawn shop. I felt a little bit bad afterwards, because it's almost like a cliche showing that record. Everyone is showing that record when it comes to audiophile jazz records, but it's a good, cool recording, so why not? But I wanted to find something in my collection that was the equivalent of that, that maybe not everyone knows about. So I dug up this one. This is Boel, Emborg, Vinding and Riel, Shadow of Love. I think 1990, something like that. Okay, fuck it. What this is almost like, you still have a live recording. It's almost like Jazz at the Pawn Shop, where you can hear all the plates and the coffee cups and people talking in the background and stuff like that. It's such a damn good live jazz recording, but you also have voice. So you have a female vocals with Hanne Boel, and Hanne Boel is a pop singer in Denmark. I don't like what she has done when it comes to the pop things. I know my parents listened to her when I grew up and stuff like that, but it's not for me. But in this setting, it's perfect. Like, really, really good. She sings her heart out. It's a lot of emotion, and the recording is fantastic. In my last video I showed you a classical piece. It was Janos Starker, and I said that I've never heard anything remotely close to capturing a cello like they did on that recording. I wanted to pick another classical CD, and also with a question like, could you please, if you are a classical music fan, could could you please at least give 3 or 5 essential audiophile CDs with classical music? Just if you know your classical music stuff, because I don't know where to begin. Like, I don't know where to start with classical music. I love what I'm hearing. When it sounds great, but there are so much out there, and I can't really. It's a jungle. So guide me, please. Write the best 3 or the best 5 in your collection or that you know of, and I'll try to seek them out. Anyway, Bach's Cello suites. With Anne Castinel. Once again, you have cello, and I love cello. It's a hard one to record, but they do a great job on this one. But what I want to talk about with this one is not only the cello, capturing the cello and her performance, which is great, both of them. It sounds great performance, but what they managed to capture is what's in between the notes. So when you listen to this, in between, in the silent parts, you can hear everything. You can hear the fingers move through the instruments. You can hear the bow swooping on the strings. And especially you can hear her struggling, her breath struggling to do the performance. So it's almost like sitting next to her playing the cello and feeling her pain doing this performance for us. And I've never ever experienced a recording capturing one artist's struggle to actually give us what we hear. And for that, I want to show that. Continuing on with the jazz, this is I mean, I have a pretty good jazz collection, and I have a lot of ECM records, especially early 70s, because I think that ECM was in their prime. At least I thought they were in their prime in the early 70s. And then moving into the 80s, I just lost sort of, when I collected that and listened to that, I lost interest. And after that, I wasn't even interested. Unfortunately, because later days now, a couple of years ago, I started to explore the ECM catalog after the sort of the vinyl era, where they went into CDs. I have to say, some of the best ECM work is on CD, is after the sort of the vinyl period. And this is Terje Rypdal's If Mountains Could Sing. So you have 3 jazz artists, Norwegian jazz artists, guitar obviously, bass and drums, but also 3 others, violin, viola and cello, and also a conductor. So what it is like a modern classical jazz outfit or recording, and it sounds magical. Great recording, 1995. Great recording, ECM records at this time period. I feel like they had a second sort of renaissance of great music by those old guard of musicians. 1995. Terje Rypdal wasn't old in 1995, but you know what I mean. Continuing on, some of the comments asked me if I haven't had any Stockfish records. Stockfish is an audiophile company from Germany, I think. And sure, I have. I think I have like 3 vinyl records from Stockfish and 5 maybe CDs, something like that. So revisiting the CDs this week, I came up with my favorite Stockfish CD, and it's actually Sara K, Waterfalls. This is highly recommended to anyone who wants good sort of folky blues, female vocals. She sings like a queen and plays guitar like a king. And Stockfish, I feel, has, it's hard to describe their sound more, but I feel like it's a fat sound from acoustic instruments, but it's a fat, really thick sound that they managed to capture, which gives it an edge that few can really come up to. Of that sort of quality, if you like that kind of music. Yeah, so Sara K, Waterfalls, 2002. So talking about jazz at the pawn shop, and not trying to fall under the sort of cliche category of showing just what everyone else has been showing throughout the years. I'm gonna show Beck Sea Changes. Everyone shows this. I sat down today and I I didn't want to show this because everyone has shown this and everyone knows how good of a recording this is. But then again, if you are talking about your best sounding CDs in your collection, you can't not show this. I mean, it's such a great recording, such a great performance. I feel like nothing before and nothing afterwards is coming even close to what he did on this one, Beck. And when it comes to modern recording, this is up there with the absolute best. It's just like the culmination of everything that we have learned throughout the decades of recording technique and engineering and mastering. Everything just boiling down to one product. And it also happens to be a fucking good record. 2 more to go. So the biggest critique I got from my last video was that I didn't show CDs. I showed SACDs. And the elitists didn't think that was something that I could show because I was talking about CDs. So I took the critique and as you have seen, I've only showed CDs so that I don't upset any crybabies. But this is a HD CD. So I'm sorry for that. This is the last one I'm going to show on any other format, I promise. So Tiny Island. I'm from Sweden. So I'm going to show Swedish music. Of 1,200 CDs that I have, I mean, a lot of them are Swedish. But we are also blessed here in Sweden with great engineers and recording studios. So Opus 3 has recorded some of my favorite music, and I have a lot on CD. This is Tiny Island, and I remembered this because a person said, "Oh shit, didn't you show the Tiny Island on Opus 3?" And I immediately remembered that I have to do a follow-up and show this. So the music is folky, a little bit bluesy, something like that. It's Nordic in its sound. It says that anyway on the reviews, whatever that means when it comes to this sort of music. They are the background or backup group for Eric Bibb when he recorded on Opus 3. Most of them anyway. So that gives you a hint of what to expect. Magnificent performance from all the musicians. Acoustic. Very airy, big soundstage, almost gripping, so it's almost embracing you, coming in from the sides, which is just insane. It feels like you're sitting in there with the musicians and they are hugging you with their sweet, sweet music. And last but absolutely not least, I need to show this. Again, a cliche maybe, but showing Dark Side of the Moon with Pink Floyd. Haven't we seen enough of Dark Sides of the Moons? Yeah, maybe. But I did some exploring, and there are 400 pressings of Dark Side of the Moon on CD from different countries and stuff like that, obviously. And I have had maybe 5 different CD pressings of Dark Side of the Moon. Everything from this one, which is one of the first, until, you know, anniversary editions, special editions, stuff like that. And they all got annihilated by this one. This is even better sounding than any of the vinyl versions that I have heard. But I have to say, I haven't heard the MoFi vinyl version. I haven't heard a first UK press because they are super rare and super expensive. But with the first sort of Scandinavian press, I think I've heard a first German press, stuff like that. I mean, this annihilates them. This is the best one. It's made in Japan, but it's a worldwide pressing. It was released 1984, but it was in production until 1987, I think, something like that. So you have made in Japan here and down in the right corner. But as I said, it's a world, both US and European release. So I think that this is one of the more common first pressings of Dark Side of the Moon. But it really sounds the best. And I have heard Dark Side of the Moon thousands of times. and this is my go-to copy when it comes to hearing this as good as it can. The soundstage is just incredible. When you start off, you get the sort of almost a medley of summarizing the entire thing there with the first one, and then on the run, when we go into that, it's almost like hearing a modern electronic piece of classical music. Time, when the clock starts to chime, it's just like they are everywhere in the room. It's like up, down, depth, everything is in the CD. So 1984, made in Japan, on front and back, is the one to go for, in my opinion. Highly recommended. And that's it. I hope this isn't too long. Again, thank you so much for participating in my channel. As I said, I've been doing this for 14 years, and I'm so grateful for the response that I have got from my last one. As I said, please comment your favorite ones, give this a thumbs up, and I'll talk to you in my next video. Have a great day, everyone. Bye. Oh my god, you got all the way to the end. That's insane. So I'm gonna take the opportunity to just say thank you so much for watching my videos, and couldn't you, like, in the comments, please write a question to me. You can ask me anything, like music or vinyl related, or just private things. I don't care. I'm gonna answer it. So write that in the comments below, if you will. And I'll talk to you in my next video. Have a great day, everyone.